Mountain climbers. These are a fun exercise. They're also something that a lot of people end up rounding their back out and getting away from their form on. So let's review. First of all, you're really just going into a bit of a hand plank here. Your hand plank form needs to stay intact as you alternate hopping your toes back and forth. You're just doing a little toe tap up here. You're not trying to put like weight on that. It's just like do a little toe tap and it's hopping back and forth there. But to do it, you'll notice even that, I was trying to kind of like look at my feet to demonstrate, I automatically start falling and rounding my back. And that's the most common thing we want to try and stay away from. Let's look at all the form. So like a standard hand plank, we want to keep our shoulders back and down, our spine neutral. So to do that, let's start off on our hands and our toes, like we're about to do a push-up. And from here, we're going to drop our chest down between our shoulder blades squeezing down towards our back pockets, head back so the neck is in line with the rest of the spine. That means keeping the eyes toward the ground, not up, but eyes toward the ground here, head back. And then abs and glutes engaged so that your pelvis remains neutral to your lower back there. But you don't want to end up rounding your back to engage that, but nor are you letting your hips fall too low here and arching your back during it. You're holding it right in the middle, and you have a slight bend in your elbows, just a slight bend. Don't lock your elbows out, a slight bend in the elbows. And then as you hold that, you're simply hopping your feet back and forth. Now, sometimes to get your knees underneath you there, we got to pick our hips up a little bit. So if you got to pick your hips up, again, that's where a lot of people end up rounding themselves out to do it. And you want to try not to do that. Keep your back neutral. You can take your hips higher in the air while your spine remains neutral. So if you have to be up here, that's okay. Spine's neutral. And your hips are high. Spine is still neutral. If your hips can be lower, a little more challenging, try to get them as low as you can, which means your knees are going to be as close to the ground as you can. That's where you're going to find a lot of challenge there. But key is spine neutral, shoulders back as you hop your feet forward and back, elbows slightly bent again throughout all your mountain climbers. You can do it for time or for reps, whatever works for you. Those are your mountain climbers.